Running through the Mushroom Kingdom in order to defeat Bowser and save Princess Peach, two Italian plumbers with both awesome stylish mustaches come to the rescue. Who am I talking about? The Super Mario Brothers, of course. Growing up, we all played video games such as The Legend of Zelda and The Super Mario Brothers. We all remember our parents yelling at us to stop playing video games and to do our chores and our homework. According to Jordan Shapiro of EQED News, on May 16, 2014, most people thought that video games were like candy, mostly bad and tempting to children. However, video games have more of a nutritional value than our parents ever imagined. Video games, well, first off, I started playing video games as soon as I started to speak. Me and my cousin used to fight a lot, so my grandma decided to sit us down and allow us to play video games, which helped us actually bond more. Video games surprisingly benefit a child rather than harm their development. For the next few minutes, I'll go over how video games strengthen cognitive skills amongst children and how they benefit their health, and finally, how video games benefit social skills among adolescents. First, let's start off with how video games help cognitive development. According to the American Psychological Association, in February of 2014, playing video games actually strengthen a range of cognitive skills, such as bilateral navigation, reasoning, memory, and perception. This actually is true when it comes to first-person shooter games, such as, Call of Duty, BioShock, Halo, Destiny. Often they are violent, but those first-person shooter video games improves a player's ability to think about 3 dimensions just as well as an academic course in school. These first-person shooter games also help improve hand-eye coordination and multitasking. Within one of these games, you are required to have multiple objectives, and you are required to complete these objectives while trying to avoid the enemy at the same time. In a way, these games are a modern life intricate version of whack-a-mole. Also, this enhanced 3-dimensional thinking isn't present when playing role-playing games and playing puzzles. And by role-playing games, I mean, the new Kendall and Kylie game that came out, and also Clash of Clans. That's a really big game as well. According to the American Psychological Association, in February of 2014, the more adolescents reported playing strategic video games, such as role-playing games, they have improved more on problem solving, and their grades went up in school the following year. Also, children's creativity was also enhanced playing any type of video game, also violent video games. Now that I've talked about how video games boost a child's cognitive skills, I will now talk about the health benefits video games have on children. Okay. Video games can help children with dyslexia read better. According to Drew Gennardi of Huffington Post, last updated on November 7, 2013, in February of 2013, Italian researchers presented evidence that playing fast-paced video games can improve the reading skills of children with dyslexia. In this study, the team separated children ranging from ages 7 to 13 into 2 groups. One group played a fast-paced video game, which was Rayman Raven Rabbids, and the other played a lower-tempoed game. In the end of the experiment, the children in both groups' reading skills were tested. And those who played the action video game actually were capable of reading faster and more accurately than the children who played the lower-tempo game. Also, video games can help improve eyesight for children. According to Drew Gennardi of Huffington Post, last posted on November 7, 2013, in a 2009 study, expert action gamers played first-person shooter games such as Unreal Tournament 2004 and Call of Duty, while unexperienced action gamers played The Sims 2. Those who played the first-person shooter video games saw a boost in their contrast sensitivity function, or is the ability to discern subtle changes in the brightness of an image. As a result, researchers can show that their study that the study shows that video games, particularly action games, can serve as an aid in a way to correct bad eyesight. Now that I've talked about the health benefits that video games have on children, I will now talk about the social benefits that video games have on children. According to the American Psychological Association, in February of 2014, more than 70% of gamers play with a friend. Video games help children develop social skills and the ability to learn the concept of competition. Also, playing video games with a friend or family member helps you build a relationship with them. So it does help a child in the long run. Video games help a child also learn the importance of teamwork. So games such as Destiny, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft all require more than one person to play or to complete an objective. All these games require teamwork and to work together to complete a certain objective. For example, Call of Duty. Everyone knows that game. So Call of Duty's game mode, Search and Destroy, all the players are required to work together to plant 2 bombs and to try to stay alive, because you're only given one life, and once you die, you can't come back to life. So, also, video games can help a child communicate with others. According to the American Psychological Association, in February of 2014, people who play video games, even if they are violent, that encourage cooperation, are more likely to be helpful to others while gaming. Any recent game that has come out in the past 7 years is more than likely to have an online server, which allows players to play with each other around the world. So video games don't isolate a child, because regardless of what they're doing or what they're playing, they are always talking to someone. So online gaming does build friendships online. For example, I play Xbox, and for years I've been playing with the same exact people that I've met online, and they are, I want to say, like my best friends online. So it doesn't mean that I'm isolated because I've never met them. It just means that we just have a connection because we both play video games. So this brings me to the end of my speech today. Video games do not isolate. Video games benefit a child more than harm their development. First, I talked about how video games strengthen the cognitive skills of children. Then I talked about how video games benefit a child's health, and then the social skills, how video games benefits the social skills of children. So if Cookie Mama doesn't make me a chef, then Grand Theft Auto doesn't make me a thug. Thank you.